Alright, back with some more iRacing here. It's been a hot minute, but this is a race from a couple weeks ago, actually, at this point. C-Fix Trucks at Michigan. It's not one that I streamed, so I'm doing a replay commentary here. I won't bore you with the entire race. I'll sort of skip around and cut up the best, some of the best moments here. And yeah, so I'm rolling off. I'll go ahead and get it started. Rolling off P7. Actually have the same scheme starting the row behind me. Just now noticed that. But yeah, number 14 truck here, so pretty decent strength of field compared to what I was at the time. I was really coming off a huge string of just poor finishes and poor luck. Just getting caught up in crash after crash after crash, which hadn't happened to me in quite a while, sort of outside of super speedways. But pretty clean start here, starting on the bottom, which is sort of preferred here on the fresh tires at Michigan. But I just didn't really have the raw speed, and I just narrowly avoid a wad up here. Bring out our first caution. All right, restarting here, lap 4 in 4th. And like I was saying, I really didn't have the raw speed to compete with these guys. I knew, though, that I could probably save quite a bit if it went green and sort of make up some positions at the end. Actually making my way into 3rd here and almost clipped the wall. I don't even remember this happening. It has been 2 weeks, though. My memory's kind of shot. But looking like we're staying green here, actually, so I'm back to about P6 here. But yeah, I knew if I could get a long run, I could probably really save my tires and knock them off. Or if I could get sort of lucky on tire strategy, that would help me even more. And as we'll see here, sort of both of those things come into play. So working lap 7 now here out of 30. And running P6 here. I'm sort of caught up in the middle groove, which I don't hate as far as tire saving early on. Alright, so going down the backstretch here, lap 8. We have a second caution coming out here. And at this point, we had only really ran, I don't know, just a few, 4 or 5 laps of green, I guess. Probably 5 laps of green-ish. And I thought, you know, some people are probably going to pit, some are going to stay out. I may lose a few spots, but I don't know. Tires are definitely wearing quick, so I like my odds. So I bring her down pit road. We got the other Zen truck behind, sort of pushing me down the pit lane. And cycle out here. P14 coming to take lap 12. Alright, so coming to get the restart here, starting lap 12. Restarting P14. found my way to the bottom here on these fresh tires. And at this point, we're almost at halfway. And I know I'm going to have the tire advantage just sort of based on my raw speed alone. So I'm sort of driving it fairly hard at this point. Just trying to make up some track position. 3 wide on the bottom here. Already up to P10. Truck is hooked up though now. It's starting to get around these guys even with the slightly newer tires. Side by side with my twin truck here. Got the Bud 9 giving us a nice push down the front stretch. Haven't really made up a ton of ground. Kind of stuck here at P12 at the moment. Alright, coming to get lap 19. And finally cracking the top 10 here. And at this point, I was really just thinking, you know, I probably didn't need the tires. I probably lost too much track position. But I sort of just said, you know what, I'm going to completely forget trying to tire save anymore because I've already got that advantage. I'm just going to go for it. And it started to pay off here. Got around the 12 here to crack the top 10. Nice push on the 21 down the front stretch and dive down low. Really rolled the bottom good. Got side by side with the 22. Almost anyway, off into 3. Stuck in the middle, 4 wide off of 4. And I get through it, luckily. Dive down to the apron. That pass, though, got me up into P6, and I was starting to feel pretty good. Thought 10 laps to go here, I can maybe make some hay. All right, lap 24 here, up into 5th finally. Noticed that the leaders were side by side battling, which I really loved. Not having the easiest time getting around the 4, but kind of give him a little bit of a push off into 3. He's sort of wiggling, really chasing it. Got a good run off of 4. Really stacked us up here. So at this point, I was really thinking, all right, we might have a chance of this if it goes green. So I could tell I was faster. Just sort of trying to be patient, getting through traffic. I knew I had 5 or 6 more laps here. It was starting to get a bit harder to make ground up on the bottom, but had a little bit of a moment there. Coming off of 2 side by side with the 6. Just trying to get myself clear here. Really hooked up on the bottom, coming through 3 and 4. Able to clear the 6. Already side by side with the 11. And at this point, I would have rather have had the opportunity to move up to that middle or high groove, but I just wasn't able to. Luckily, I was on fresh enough tires even at this point compared to them to not really have it matter. Because at this point I felt like I was much faster than them, but I just was still having a bit of a hard time actually making passes on the bottom. So I'm up to the leader's bumper here, coming to 3 to go. And I didn't even realize this at the time, but the one truck is actually in the lead, and he's got the 14 and the damn 11 behind him. If I wouldn't have had the iRacing plunge in the last, I don't know, handful or more races before this, I probably would have been the 1 or 2 truck in this lobby, or at least in the top 5. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I'd had a really good string of luck, and I'd kind of avoided the super speedway weeks, sort of intentionally up until recently, and the iRacing I lost wasn't even on all super speedways. I'm not sure what tracks I had lost it at, but anyway, coming off of 4 here to take the white flag. Now it's me and the 11 once again. Gonna dive down to the apron here after a little bit of a side draft to pull even with them down into 1. And I really roll that bottom really good here through 1 and 2 and get clear of him. But he's got that run off of 2 to get back to my bumper here going into 3. And he kind of sends me off in here a bit faster with this bump than I would have loved. As you can see here on the throttle, I really had to pedal it, had to get way out of it there, but so did he. And just had the momentum here off of 4 to get clear and take it home, man. At this point, I was yelling and my freaking arms were shaking. I mean, this sort of thing is what iRacing's all about, man. It'd been a minute since I had won, and I was pretty hyped. All right, burning it down here after the dub, man. I started 7th, did not have the raw speed in qualifying. There was guys running 0.1s and 2s, and I was lucky to like get a 3 flat. I just didn't quite have it, and I was pretty much running wide open, just barely lifting. I still don't know the trick, I guess, to qualifying here, but my tire saving and sort of early tires there after 5 or 6 laps definitely paid off and made the difference in this one. So yeah, that's a dub, man. C fixed at Michigan. Gonna burn it down here on the wall. We got the frickin' flag man going ham still. That right arm is just absolutely burning. It has to be. But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end here, man, thanks for watching. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.